Hey everybody, it's Christy with Crafted by Christy. I wanted to show you these journal covers that I'm working on for my Etsy shop. I thought it would be fun for us to do these real quick. They are very beginner friendly. They're decoupage, so they have the good sound. The inside is decoupage as well. Even though I'm not sure why, this is really soft. It doesn't have that sound like the outside. It must have been the tissue paper I used. But I thought we could do these real quick. I'm getting them ready to add the signatures and put in my shop. But I was thinking when I was doing them that if you were new to junk journaling and wanted to learn a quick, easy journal cover that doesn't take long, doesn't require a lot of products to make. This is actually packaging and watercolor. And then for the decoupage, you can use napkins or tissue paper, whatever you have. And I mean, if you didn't have stamps, really the colors by themselves, especially the vintage colors, are just really pretty. I mean, you don't have to have the stamps. The only things that you would have to have are as a box and whatever you want to paint it with. I used watercolors and a napkin. So let's get started. I'll show you how I put these together. I hope you hang around and watch, and we'll learn how to make these really quick. Okay, so I've already cut down my packaging and folded them where the white side is what I'm going to watercolor these, I believe. And this side will be collaged with tissue paper, so I'm not going to, hopefully I won't have to gesso it or anything. But we're going to start with the white sides, and I've already cut them down. I have the 3 signatures already, so they will fit perfectly in those. These stickers are going to be for the ocean one, and we're going to try some with those. I hope it doesn't fail. This is the small one, is the ocean one. It's a little bit, the width of it is not quite as big because I want the edges to stick out of it, so we'll see. I'm just using some dollar store paints. I mean, there's nothing fancy about these watercolors at all. And I'm just going to random put it on here. And I'm going to try to put it pretty dark because when I decoupage the napkin, it's going to start bleeding. Even if it's already dry, this watercolor will start running and it'll look a lot lighter. So I need to get it as dark as I can. And you don't really have to put it in any kind of, you don't have to paint it in any kind of certain pattern, because when we decoupage it, again, it's going to run and all mesh together, which is what I'm wanting. And all these lines will go away and you won't be able to see them. Right now I'm just going in with some blue. And I don't have a lot of water on my brush because I'm wanting it to be fairly dark. I think I'm going to use some green and turquoise. Colors are pretty bright. My thinking is I've never decoupaged with stickers before, so I'm thinking, will they come up with the water? Should I glue them down? I don't really know. I don't know the procedure. I'm sure somebody's done it somewhere, but I haven't. And I haven't watched a video on how to do it, so it'll be interesting. For me, this will be trial and error. Sometimes the best things turn out, though, from just things we're guessing at. And this middle, if you can tell that it's lighter and it's not taking the paint, because when I started doing this, I being smart like I am, I put the stickers down, not thinking, well, that's not going to work because you won't see the color behind the sticker. So I pulled the sticker up and it left kind of a residue. So that will be covered as well. I'm just going to keep adding colors here. Okay, so I think I've got this one about as dark as I need to get it. I'm going to let it dry. It's just a lot of blues and green. I don't know what that streak is, but it'll all work out once we get everything done to it. So the second one that I'm working on is a summer bright themed one. So I'm just going to add all kinds of colors to it. We have just a lot of bright summer colors in this. That's going to look really good. And the last one we have to do is kind of a vintagey color. So I'm going to do a lot of browns, oranges, and yellows, I think, on this one. I think that looks pretty good. I may go over it some more with some brown just to give it some more color because, like I said, it's going to probably run quite a bit. Well, I know it will when I do the collaging, and I want it to be very vibrant still. This is the one I done for myself, and it has a little bit of that blue in there, and I thought it really turned out pretty. We're going to let these get good and dry, and then we'll start stamping and putting stickers or however we're going to decorate before we put on the napkin or the tissue paper. I'm not really sure which I'm got over here to use right now, but we'll be back. Okay, so these are good and dry now. Kind of got that rough, sandy feel to them. And I'm going to start with this one because I'm anxious to get these stickers on, see what they look like. I think I'm going to glue some of them because, like I said, I already had them stuck down, and I don't know how well they're going to stick. They're just washi tape, so, I mean, it's not like it sticks real good anyway, so I'm just going to put some of these on here. I took a picture of how I had them on here because I liked it real well. And I took a picture of it so I would know right where to put them all back. And I deleted the picture. So now I'm just guessing. Just gonna guess. And that's okay. Whatever we come up with is gonna look great, right? I've never used stickers underneath decoupage before, so I'm hoping this turns out. I probably should have went on YouTube to see people done this before. I'm sure they have, just not me. So this was washi tape, and I just cut the shells off of it so I could use them individually instead of all together. Okay, so I think that's pretty good on the stickers. Might have overdone it, I don't know. We will see. We're going to start the decoupage, which is just PVA glue. About 2/3 glue and 1/3 water. I'm going to put that down. I'm starting with this one because I'm not going to stamp it or anything. It's got the stickers all over it, so I'm just putting the napkin on top of it. I'm kind of having some regrets about this one. Looking back, I kind of wish I had put the stickers on first, because I think they would have taken the color, and I think putting them on top of the paint kind of made the white background of the stickers show, but we'll see. Okay, so I have that coated. I believe this one is a napkin, and I'm just gonna lightly press that down. Trying to get out, working from the center out, trying to get out as many air bubbles as I can with just my hands without tearing the napkin. Now I'm going to just lightly go over it from the center out. Real gentle. A lot of glue. Really generous with the glue. Mainly because we don't want to drag across the napkin because it will tear so easily at this point. Make sure and get the corners really well. And see, I've laid this on some packaging that it won't stick to, but see the sticker, it just seems to be getting whiter and whiter and whiter, and I really wish I had put it down before I put the paint down. Wish I'd have left it that way, because I'm not liking how much it's showing. I'm hoping that once this dries, it won't be as in your face as it seems to be right now. But at this point, I'm not happy with how it's turning out, so we'll see. Okay, I'm going to put this one over here and let it dry. And then I'm going to stamp the other two. For the summer one, I'm just going to use, picked out a few stamps here. Some popsicle, nope, not popsicle, ice cream. And a beach ball, flip-flops, things like that. I'll quit right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and decoupage this one. Again, I'm being pretty generous with this glue because I want it to, it seems like for myself, the more glue I use before I put down the napkin, it makes the napkin lay a little better, where I don't have quite so much trouble getting the bubbles out. I think this one is actually tissue paper. I don't know if it's quite big enough. Yeah, it is. Okay. Wasn't wanting to cover my corner down here, and now I've got a big wrinkle. Just gonna lift that. Try to smooth it down a little bit. Got myself a tear, and that's okay, because we can fix that. I think I like working with napkin better than tissue paper. Tissue paper seems to be a lot flimsier, maybe, thinner. For me, maybe it's just the tissue paper I have. Trying to dab out the bubbles. Got a little tear, so I'm going to put a piece of over it. Alright, more glue. Very lightly. When I say very lightly, I mean my hand, not the glue. I kind of lay that on pretty thick. So I'm going to move this one out of the way, and then we're going to stamp the last one. Making sure that was just a wrinkle and not a bubble. I don't mind the wrinkles, but I don't like the bubbles because they will dry and become easy to tear. Alright, so I think for this one, I'm going to use some maybe flowers and I don't really know what these are, maybe swirls for our vintage one. I don't know if you can tell it or not, but this is making the colors, the watercolors, mesh together really well. Oh gosh, that's so pretty. This is a kind of a thicker napkin. Alright, that does that. We're going to let these dry, and when they dry, I'll come back and show you how I'm going to make the closures. And that will be the last step for it. Then I'll start putting my signatures in and get them ready to go. All right, we'll be back. Okay, so they're all dry. I've went ahead and cut the excess napkin off of each. And I put them overnight under something heavy to make them flat. But see how they dried? I mean, you can't see all that glue now. They're just beautiful. Oh, I really like them. And I really, really like this one. This one had the napkin, and that napkin was kind of textured. So it's coming through on this, and it's really, really pretty. Ooh, and has a really good sound. I don't know if you like sound, but it's good if you do. And I know that I had mentioned I was wishing that I had not put the stickers down over the paint. I wished I had put the stickers down and then painted. So I experimented on a different one. I put stickers down and then I painted, and really it didn't make any difference. You can still see where the deals are. And I mean, honestly, I think these, the ones where the stickers were over the paint, actually turned out better, with the exception of the middle. And I mean, I think it looks good. I was just, I mean, because obviously it's the seam. I think it looks great. But I was just curious if it would be different, and it's really not. If anything, I think painting over it made it worse. You could see it more. So next step is I have already decoupaged tissue paper to, I think this was just packing paper. So I'm going to cut it. I'm going to glue it to the backs of these for the inside of their covers. And I'm just going to use stick glue because I'm going to sew it. Get my glue book here. So I'm not worrying that it will stick, stay down forever. If that were the case, I wouldn't be using stick glue. I don't know. I like stick glue. I just, on some things, I don't trust it to last forever. So I will make sure that when I fold it, it's not going to do that. Which what it did was it kind of bubbled up. So I'm smoothing it back down. Which I don't care if there's wrinkles. I just don't want big bubbles in it. I'm just kind of pushing it to make sure it's really, really in the crease. And I think on this one, I can just put it down. It won't show through. But on the summertime one, I've got a lighter color tissue paper. It's kind of a yellow, fluorescent yellow. It reminds me of, oh, I used to fish with jigs. That color. I can't remember what it's called. Chartreuse. It's kind of a chartreuse. And where I was going with that is that it kind of shows through, so I'm going to have to use gesso on the back of this so that it won't show. Because there's that one. I'm going to sew that. And then what I was showing you on the lighter chartreuse paper, you can see the words underneath. So I will have to gesso this so that that doesn't show. So I'm going to trim this one down, and then I'm going to sew it. And I was trying to remember, I'm kind of mocking these after the book I made for myself because I love it. I was trying to remember, I guess I didn't. I used yarn on this, and I used the yarn because it was the perfect color for this cover. And then also, I put this little charm on it that I had made out of packaging. And oddly enough, I went to see, I knew I had a blue charm for this one that I had made at the same time. And I got to look at there, I had made 4, that one. And I didn't even do this on purpose, but the charms really match the pieces that I have here. So I'll probably put one on each. Here it popped. It didn't break. It's just the glue. I'll probably put one on each cover because this one kind of matched my blue one. This one matched my vintage one, not even on purpose. And this one I thought would go good with that, with all the colors in it. So I will attach these and show you how I made the little charms. And then I'll show you how I did the closure. And this seems really simple. And I use this all the time. And of course, you know me, first time I use it, I start writing in it upside down because I didn't pay attention to the fact that I had my book upside down. But that's okay. It's my journal. I can write in it however I want. But anyway, I use it all the time. And I do occasionally write in it the correct way. But I've pulled on this and I've done different things. And it's not tearing more. And I think that's because this is so stiff and decoupage that it holds up really well. So I think on these closures, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put the slits in the back and I'll run it through. And I mean, this can be, of course, removed. So if you wanted a different one or, you know, whatever, you can sure change it. But I just like the simplicity of it and how easy it is to use this thing. Use this journal on a daily basis. I mean, I have different ones, but this is the one I write all my thoughts and ideas in, and I don't know. I just liked it. And so I have created these 3, and I'm going to make them, I'm going to, of course, fill out their pages a lot better than what I done on mine was I just put very rustic papers in it. I inked all of them. I even stapled the tabs. And I did that just because I liked the grungy look. So I did not, that Sorry Silk I love, but man, it pulls. I didn't, you don't need to see my writing. I haven't embellished the pages yet because I'm going to, this is mainly my writing journal. As far as sticking stuff down and, you know, playing in the journal, this isn't one I'm going to do that with. I have other ones for that. But on the ones I make, that I'm making for the Etsy shop, I am going to put more embellishments and things in the center. But I'm going to go ahead and sew this one, and we'll at least do the closure on it and show you how I made the charm. And I'm not going to do these 2 yet because As you can tell, I made them a little bit bigger. The reason I did that was because this journal, I knew the size of my pages already, and I knew exactly how wide I needed it. On these, I'm not really done or set on the signatures that I have pulled for these, so I made them a little wider just in case I change my mind on those. But I'm going to go ahead and sew this one, and then we'll work on, I'll show you how I'm going to finish it up. Be right back. Okay, so I have sewn around this. I used kind of a dark blue. I'm going to go ahead and trim this up. And then I'm in a quandary over which closure color I want. I found some really pretty, couple of different sari silks and a really pretty crinkle seam bindings, and now I can't decide which one I want. So I may go ahead and put on my outside embellishment first and then kind of decide from that, or maybe if you want you can tell me below which one you like the best. Vote on it. I'll go ahead and probably make my cuts in the back, and then if I need to change it or whatever, I can do that. Because like I said, you saw on that other one, you can slide it in and out and change it to whatever you want. But here are the bindings I found. This one is, it's kind of a, let's see, what's it called? Aquamarine. I don't know if it's coming through, but it's really, really, really pretty blue. Kind of a deep blue. And then one of the sari silks is kind of a, I would call it a grayish blue with some green in it that kind of looks, see the sari silk, only bad thing. Some green in it that kind of reminded me of like seaweed. I don't know why, but maybe that's because, look at this. I can't get it off me. All right. And I thought it would be pretty on here. And then also, because of the, so see, I was thinking this or not button, but it's a charm. Has the orange in it. It might look kind of good. Maybe I should go ahead and put my charm on and then decide which one of these to use. Who knows? Okay, so I think I'm going to leave the cover just like it is. And I'm going to go ahead and put a hole for my charm. Then I'm stuck with, okay, well, which color eyelet do I want? Do I want a big one? It's turquoise or blue. I don't know. I guess I'll go with the turquoise, huh? That looks great. Okay. To work on my charm, I don't really want big holes. I have this wire that I got. It was on some tags at a secondhand store, and so I'm going to use it, and it's really thin, and so I don't want very big holes, and I don't have a hole punch that's, you know, that quite that small, so I'm just going to make a couple little holes in the center, or around the center, I should say. And then I'm going to run my wire through it. Maybe. Didn't do a very good job at keeping it straight, did I? Or even. Well, actually, I did a terrible job. Look at that. They were nowhere close to being the same size. Alright, so then what I do, I think I'm just going to twist it. This is not how I did mine, but I had 4 holes in mine. This time I'm only going to do 2. And now I'm just going to string on my beads. And I have gotten myself a few beads here, because if I get out my whole bead box, I will end up putting way too many. Alright, so I made my little charm out of the wire and some beads. I did that off camera where you didn't have to. It was pretty painful, so I'm glad you didn't have to watch. But I just run my ball pin then through the back where the wire is, and put it on here. I got an orange one on here. I'm not sure I'm going to keep the orange one on there, but that's what's on there right now. It looks all right, I think. Do you? Do you like the orange? Let's see. Put this down here like that. There we go. I think I like the orange with the little orange center. What do you think? I think that if I was going to use this orange sari silk, I probably should have put some orange beads in here. And I didn't do that. I don't know. What do you think? So here's my signature for this one. And it's going to... all of the pages are going to have things that kind of come out the side. I made them... I tore all of the pages so that... and the reason I want them out is because they're all torn, and I think it gives it that kind of rustic, raggedy look. I like that. Anything else that shows will be the tabs and such. So like I said, see, I intentionally made the signature of this one because of the rough edges to show past the book. I don't know, that may not be something that you like, but that's how I've done that one. So I'm thinking that if I put some orange tabs and different things that pop out, maybe I should not put my closure on until I'm done and see what it looks like. But basically what I'll do is I will find the center. I guess I could go ahead and do that even though I don't know which one I'm going to run through. Find the center of the back. And just cut some little slits. Just like that. And then when I get ready, I'll take my needle and just weave it in there. Make sure I don't have any pencil markings on it. one down a little bit more. There we go. There's our cut where we'll weave our thread through. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to finish sewing these and doing the other two little charms. And maybe if you have a vote as to which silk I should use, maybe put that in the comments below. See what you think. We want the aquamarine. We'll call it the seaweed sari silk. Or the coral. I call it tangerine. Tangerine. Alright. Thanks, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you like these covers. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.